The greatest miracle is your story of God's grace. What is it? All of us have them. I was thinking about mine and about writing it on a cardboard in black with a black magic marker and sharing with you. And I was thinking about some of the stories of God's grace and mercy and what they may be. And I've asked some others in the church to join me in sharing their story. And so while they're getting up, I want to take a moment to share with you mine. And I started to write down several things. I could have written down how that when Shannon and I got married, 9 months into it, I got very sick. And the doctors told me after about 3 weeks of being sick, and some of it visiting the hospital, they said I would never, ever have children. Well, 16 years later, we have 3 kids, a 14-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 10-year-old. That is part of my story of God's grace. When we started North Church, I was scared to death. I said, how in the world, with no money, no people, nothing, 6 years ago, fear gripped me to the point that I almost did not step out in faith. 6 years later, hundreds of people will gather over a weekend. It is a story of God's grace in my life. But I go back to being raised in a Christian home, and one of the things that I wrote down that is my story is that I was a casual Christian. Maybe some of you can relate. And there came a time in my life when it could no longer be mom and dad, or grandma and grandpa, or anyone else. It couldn't be the pastor and just showing up casually for church. I needed to make a deep commitment. And I made a deep commitment to God of surrendering everything to Him. Every relationship, every goal, and every agenda, that it was all on the table and it belonged to God. And that day I became a committed follower of Christ. And I want you to know that. Have I been perfect? No. I've made my share of mistakes. But my intention, my purpose, my vision has always been to fulfill this, to be a committed follower of Jesus Christ. I've invited some people in our church to share with us their story, which is a miracle of God's grace. And I want you to remember, what is yours? We all have them. Stop. The jadedness, stop. The path you're on, and like a child, remember again.
I used to live my life in fear, was worried all the time. From waking up to laying down, I had no peace of mind. The world became a darkened place, a struggle without end. And although bitter times those were, the days that I began to understand that I was only a man. I grew up singing songs in church, questions in my mind, then turned my back and ran away from God who gave me life. And then one night His presence fell, I wept and shook in it. I fell down and cried, dear Jesus, rescue me again. I understand I am only choose me or keep swimming upstream now. Been inside your head, hearing you scream out. taught my heart